Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be filming a Q&A video. I know I have a few new subscribers out there, so I thought it'd be a really great opportunity to film a Q&A so you can get to know me a little bit better. So I went on Snapchat and I had you guys send me in some questions that you wanted me to answer. So before I get into that though, I do have a few questions that I would see reoccurring on my YouTube comments and things like that, so I want to touch on that really quick. So the first question that I always see a lot is how do I deal with deployments emotionally and financially? So you may or may not know, I am a military wife. I've been a military wife for about 8 years now. So financially wise, when my husband goes on deployments, I set aside a personal savings for him for those times when he's going to be hitting port. The way I set that up is whatever gas that we would have spent if he was here, that goes to his savings, and whatever extra on groceries we would have spent if he was here, I also set that aside. And if I ever have any extra, I always kind of tuck it away. And that's kind of how I set up my finances as far as savings for my husband. Emotionally, deployments are very hard emotionally on the whole family, you know. So the best way that I like to kind of deal with it is definitely communication. Communication helps out a lot. When you're able to communicate with your spouse, just let them know, express yourself, and you know, let them talk to you too, because it's not any easier for them being gone. Talk about the positive things, talk about the good things about your days. Spending time with friends and family is really helpful, you know, seeing new faces, you know, hanging out. Also coming up with routines and schedules, that also helps the time go by much smoother, so you're not just like, you know, checking your phone and all the times of like when this deployment is going to be over. It'll go by much smoother if you just stick with your consistent routine, and the day will go by much easier. So my next question is, how do I run a household and still have time for YouTube? And I always put the family and my household first. That's kind of how I set that up. I prioritize, you know, my family and my house, cooking and cleaning, taking care of my children, and then YouTube kind of just follows in after that, because that is definitely my guilty pleasure. This is something that I like to do for myself, so when I have time or I feel inspired to do it, I will go ahead and do that. I do a lot of writing down as far as like when I'm gonna insert the time to make videos and stuff like that. And also I don't stress out too much about it. If I want to make a video, I will make a video. You know, whenever I feel inspired to do something, I will do it. And then also I had another question about my favorite family friendly meals. I like to do things like what my kids are gonna like. Whatever my kids are gonna like, I don't mind eating either. My husband's not very picky as well. Some really great family-friendly meals is just spaghetti. Spaghetti and meatballs, those are really easy. Maybe some rice, some risotto, something like that. I have a lot of food ideas on my Pinterest, and I always get inspiration and ideas of what I can cook for dinner through my Pinterest. We're gonna finally jump into our Snapchat questions here, and you guys sent me a lot of questions, so we're gonna try to go ahead and jump into this really quick. The first question that I have here, this person asked to remain anonymous, so I will respect this mama's wishes. So her question is, how was my experience with sex through pregnancy? So my experience with sex, I was on both sides. I was in my first pregnancy with my son, I was just ready to go and wanting, and I was ready for it, and then the next time I just said, don't even look my way. Honestly, there was a time where I just didn't want to do it, especially at that 8-month, that 9-month period. I was just like, don't come for me. You kind of just have to feel what's right for you. If you don't feel like having sex, don't have sex. Don't even feel obligated to have sex. That's how I felt too. During my last pregnancy, I was just like, this pregnancy is just so intense, I just can't even imagine you coming anywhere near me. Like, don't even blow me a kiss. Like, don't even come near me right now. And there were times where I'm just like, ugh, fine, come get some, you know. And also, if you feel like concerns like, oh, about my baby, and like, what if this can happen, and always talk to your doctor and kind of get their opinions on it, because every pregnancy is different. And let me see, I don't want to go too far in depth because this is like a PG channel. So I have another question from Ebony861. She wants to know, what do you do for fun for myself, and also how do you find the motivation and energy to do what you do every single day? Sometimes I feel so drained. Okay, so for fun, definitely for myself, it's YouTube. That's kind of my guilty pleasure, something that I like to do for myself. I love editing, I love filming, and I love setting things up. It's just really fun. And also shopping, that's really fun. I love shopping like all the time. If I could shop all the time, I would do it. And as far as like finding time to do everything that I do, I always say this: doing routines and schedules. I write them down, I have a time, and I stick to it. And it kind of just becomes like a norm for me, where I kind of just end up doing it even if I didn't feel like doing it. And honestly, there's some times where I don't feel like doing it, and then I won't. But most of the time, yes, I will definitely stick with my routines and schedules. But if there's a time where I just don't want to do it, I'll just leave it for the next morning. And it's just a little extra to clean in the morning, but it'll still get done. That's the thing. Don't stress out about cleaning so much, because it will get done eventually. So it's easier to keep doing it and keep up on it so it doesn't pile up on you. But at the end of the day, the house is gonna get clean. So I have another question from Erica Estrada, and she's asking, will I be having more babies? Honestly, I'm up in the air with this. My husband, he's just like, no more babies, we're done. And me, I'm just like, I feel like there's another baby out there for me. And at the same time, sometimes like when my daughter is making me feel some type of way, I'm just like, I'm not having no more kids. So it really just depends on, you know, where I'm at. And that's how I know I'm not ready for another child right now. Because if I'm like, oh, I want another baby, and I'm just like, I really just can't have no more kids, like, that's how I know, like, I can't just jump in and be like, let's just have a baby. Because if you have a child, you can't take that baby back. There's no takesies backsies, there's no return policy. It's just like, here you go, it's yours forever ever, at least until they're 18 anyways. So I have another question from Samaya, and she wants to know, what are my favorite stores to shop at? As far as stores, I like to shop at, for my clothes, I like to shop at Banana Republic, I like to shop at Gap, Zara, I love their clothes. I like H&M, they have cute stuff sometimes. Nordstrom's, oh my god, I love Nordstrom's, they always have some cute stuff. Oh, and Victoria's Secret, I love shopping at Victoria's Secret for like my leggings and comfortable sporty clothes and things like that. I'm a very laid back, chill type of person when it comes to just me and my kids, but if I'm going out or something like that, then it's a whole different story. And then groceries, I don't know if this matters, but as far as groceries, I like to shop at Trader Joe's, Sprouts, Whole Foods, and Target sometimes have some really cool grocery items as well. And yes, those are all the stores that I like to shop at as far as groceries and clothes for myself. So I have a question from Sam. She wants to know, what's my advice for new YouTubers and, you know, how to start a channel? I feel like I'm still a new YouTuber myself. I've only been on for about a year and some change. You have to be consistent. That is very important. Having frequent uploads. Also, when you're filming, get good lighting. You don't have to buy lighting. Like, I don't have any lighting that are like professional. Like, I just use like window lighting. Like right now, what you see, I'm sitting in front of the window and I'm just letting that natural light shine through. You don't even need like an expensive camera. I used my iPhone. Yes, girl. And I didn't even have a tripod, girl. I used some hairspray and some other products, whatever I could just like rest my camera on to kind of get that angle, girl. So that's what I used in the beginning until you could, you know, better afford a camera and things like that. Don't do sub for sub. Don't do it, girl. Sub for sub will get you nowhere. Like, honestly, when you get those sub for subs, it's just people, they're not gonna watch your channel. Sure, you'll have like a lot of subscribers, but no one's watching your videos. And YouTube will see that. They'll kind of view your channel as a spam channel. Honestly, it's just a waste of time for you and the other party. I subscribe to people because I genuinely want to watch their channel and I like their videos, and I would hope that people subscribe to me because you guys like my channel and things like that. It's really great to leave comments, but don't spam comments. Also, do it for yourself. Don't do it for any other reason, but this is what you want to do, you know? Because if you start to do it for any other reason besides yourself, it's going to become very boring and it's going to become stressful. And you don't want anything to be stressful. You want what you do to be fun and entertaining and make you happy. Always, always. Sam, I hope that helped you out a bit, girl. And anybody else too who's watching this video who wants to start a YouTube channel, I hope that helped you out too. So my next question is from Queen Altador. I'm sorry if I totally butchered that and didn't say it properly, please forgive me. Her question is, what's one thing you couldn't live without besides your family? Oh my god, there's so many things. There's like so many things that I need. There's one thing, I guess, well, you can't, I guess, you know what, it would be food. You can't live without food. So my next question is from Stephanie Rodriguez, and she wants to know, would you ever do a meet and greet in Reno, Nevada? I would really want to meet you. Aw, I would love to do meet and greets. If I'm ever in Reno, Nevada, then sure, I think I would do a meet and greet. I would love to meet you, Stephanie. So that is all my questions for this video. All my Snapchat questions. Thank you guys for sending me in your questions. I appreciate it. And I hope that you guys were able to get to know me a little bit better. For all my new subscribers, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.